Okay. Guess I'm gonna start every one of these videos with me clearing my throat. Okay. Well, I guess there's not much of an intro to be had here. If you saw the last episode, then this one is essentially the same thing. I think I concluded last episode saying I was gonna have to do this run like 40 more times or so on. So I still have quite a few runs to the farm to still do. So try and get those done as quickly as possible, but yeah, can only go so fast.
How can I help you?
So we'll see how quickly I can get these done. I don't think I'm going to getting a pretty late start of it today, so don't know how long this episode will be. Oh wait, I forgot to remember to forget. No, I forgot to wait inside. That strawberry's still missing.
Go ahead.
Yo, run back now. But yeah, this entire episode will still just be farming, unfortunately. Or fortunately. However you conceptualize it, however you feel about this grind. Yeah, I'm gonna have to sit in here and wait for 3 days still. So I did not do it at the end of last episode because I ran to the bookstore.
Hello. Don't get too much.
That's a weird like effect around the waiting screen. I don't think that usually happens. So strange graphical after image or something like that. Not really sure honestly what that is. Maybe my graphics card is fried. That was pretty funny. That was pretty funny watching that guy fall over. Let's wait for another 2 days. And yeah, I mean, oh wait, it's still happening. Huh. That is quite strange. Maybe it was always happening, I never noticed. I feel like I would have. It's pretty noticeable. Well, anyway.
Good afternoon.
Let's wait one more time. Yeah, it is staying. Weird. I wonder if once I like run back out of Coral to the farm, if this will happen next time I have to wait for 3 days. Or if it's just something weird happened when I entered the Mage's Guild or when I waited for the first time. That's what's causing it. Don't think it matters much one way or the other. If it's some time is it? 1:47. Okay, he's at lunch. Oh no, he's right here. Let's see. Anything new?
And lowest prices in all Syria.
Farewell. That's good to know. I wanted to test one thing out. I think these are empty, right? Just wanted to double check. I know the 350 ones aren't empty. 350 ones are greater souls. Okay. I'm gonna drop these on the ground. So I don't really need them. Okay. Back to farming. Gosh. I don't remember if in the original Oblivion if there was a church bell. I mean, it plays every hour. I don't think it actually does, you know, 2 rings for 2 o'clock and 3 rings for 3 o'clock and so on, but I don't remember the church bell in Oblivion. So, might have to check and see.
Yes?
And even if it was in the original Oblivion, I don't remember it being that loud. It is really, you know, jarring. So there's that, and yeah. I mean, this run in general doesn't change much at all. Just back and forth, collecting ingredients. Pretty safe. Although, despite how safe it is, last time there was that conjurer who attacked Odo Farms. Or, sorry, who attacked Waynon Priory. Waynon Priory, however it's pronounced. Yeah, I'm not sure. Didn't really look into why that happened, or if that was possible, or if there's like some enemy spawn that occurs in like the far side of the farm, and it just like happened to aggro on the farm hand or the assistant, the stable person. Not really sure what happened there. Because that wasn't a Mythic Dawn assassin. That was just a random conjurer, like you would see. Sometimes you do see conjurers just out in the world. And on my previous character, I accidentally murdered someone. It was an Imperial Guard was fighting a conjurer outside of some alien ruin, and I just walked up, and started helping. And one of my attacks might have glanced the Imperial Guard, and then the conjurer actually finished off the Imperial Guard. And that's how the Dark Brotherhood visited me. So I guess conjurers can just kind of spawn in the overworld. I don't know where they kind of typically spawn. I mean, that one was in front of an alien ruin. But then over here, it's like, I don't really have any locations on the map, but I don't think there's anything too close to Waynon Priory. So I am a little confused as to how that conjurer just decided to appear. But it adds a little bit of tension, I suppose, to this run, because I have to at least stay on my toes somewhat. I can't completely space out, because at the low level I'm at, even as low level summons, like the scamp, are quite scary. I mean, I have good magic resist, so the fireball that the scamp uses isn't that scary, but the scamp does like 10 damage on a melee attack, or somewhere around 10. So that'd be over half my health bar. I might be able to survive 2 hits with my defenses, but I probably would be able to. Yeah, I'd be able to survive 2 hits, and then maybe a couple. I'm gonna check in with this guy.
It's you.
Aranor. Maybe. I mean, there is the crumbling mine up there. My only guess is because I don't think there. I mean, I don't see anything on the map to indicate that there's another point of interest out northeast. So I'm gonna wager a guess and say that there was a conjure from like outside of Crumbling Mine, but I don't think anything really spawns outside of Crumbling Mine. And that one was just weird all around. Maybe just on the roads there's a chance for a conjurer to spawn, similar to a bandit, and maybe one of those spawn points is just beyond Waynon Priory down the road, and that somehow got, or somehow Aranor aggroed it and pulled it all the way to Waynon Priory, and that is where it almost attacked me. And yeah, a powered attack. I don't know if conjurers have max blade skill, but if it did have max blade skill, it would have one-shot me. So got to be a little careful. I don't anticipate that happening frequently, or perhaps ever again, but we will see.
What is it, associate?
I have to go talk to him first. Kind of fall into a rhythm with this. Sometimes you get so settled into the rhythm that you forget what step you're on. Store fatigue. Ooh, very nice. Oh, 75. Finally. Shouldn't really do that, but
Well,
What
can I
bartering.
interest you in?
Well, let's see what I have. Probably loads of restore fatigue potions, if I had to guess. Sell those, sell those, sell these, sell these,
You've
sell
made a good
this.
bit of gold.
Make a lot of money. That's pretty much all I had. It'll be interesting to see. Okay, 10,300. Now that I have 75 alchemy, I'm guaranteed 2 potions.
Thank you for be seeing you.
I'm guaranteed 2 potions every time I craft a potion. If I remember correctly. Pretty sure that is. Yeah, always craft an additional potion, all 4 properties. Very nice. So let me wait for my summon, and then wait a day. Oh, no, it's still there. That weird graphical after image. It's like that effect of, you know, like you leave an LCD, oh not an LCD, like an older CRT TV on, and like an image gets burned into it. Maybe it can happen with LCD TVs as well. I don't think it can happen with OLED. But anyway, who knows? That's that kind of like burned in image. That's what it kind of looks like. So, hopefully it isn't actually that. I don't think it is. Sometimes Oblivion just does weird things, and could have happened for any one of a million reasons. It's a very intricate game, very detailed, and you know, at times a little patchwork. But it's got a lot of character to it. A lot to love about it. I think that was my 3rd day. Can't remember, so I'm gonna do another day. Really should be paying more attention. At least I have the music to fill in the waiting time. Should play this in all elevators everywhere. It says much better waiting music. Okay, so now I should be good.
How are you It's
100%.
what can I interest you in?
Yeah, still selling
Take
only
care.
empty soul gems. Okay, 10,300. That's how much I have before I do this run. I'm gonna guess I make about
What is it now?
2,500.
I can't believe
And if that's the case, then I've been thinking I probably don't need truly 100,000. I probably need more like 75. Because I'm still gonna make quite a bit of money from questing and doing dungeons and picking up enchanted gear. So I don't really need to, you know, I don't really need to go too overboard. Although truthfully, it's not just the money that I need to get, it's also levels. So part of me wants to see how many levels I have. Maybe towards the end of this play session. Towards the end of this episode. Gosh, that ambient noise. Isn't there some flax around here? I need to grab this flax more consistently. I'm pretty sure flax can be used to make shield potions, right? Double check. Shield and fatigue, or shield and feather, right? Yeah, flax seeds. So I can use this in tandem with potatoes, which are very common, to make shield potions. But yeah, flax seeds are gonna be important to collect, so I need to remember to grab that on my way to or from Odell Farm. Odell Farm. Singular farm. Guess this is just one farm. They're usually, you know, usually if something's like named after like a farm, it's usually plural. It's usually like, you know, people have more than one farm. Like Sunshine Farms or yeah. I don't know if I actually know an example of that off the top of my head, but usually it's just plural because, you know, they have large plots of land, and I guess that makes sense to call it farms instead of farm. I don't really know if there's any real distinction to be made there. You know, maybe farms just sounds more natural than farm. You know, or maybe farms is short for farmlands. You know, so Odell farmlands. Well, I mean, you could say Odell farmland as well. Interesting linguistic. I don't really know, linguistic oddity, the English language. We sometimes prefer plurals, where I think even a singular do. Because like this could be named Odo Farm, but it feels like I would want to call it Odo Farms. I think that's the crux of the incredibly silly point I'm trying to make. I feel like more naturally I call it Odo Farms, but it is only one farm. But it'd be more natural to say the Odell Farm or the Odell family farm. I don't know. I think this point is entirely unimportant, irrelevant to irrelevant to anything. The game, real life. It's purely just me spouting bullshit to entertain myself, mainly on this run back and forth. This is not the most engaging. I try and jump on this. What's it called? A wall. Don't these sorts of walls have a special name though? Because there's like retaining walls. This isn't a retaining wall. Retaining wall is to keep like sediment. I guess this sort of almost is, but it's to keep like sediment from, you know, shifting down an incline. This is just like a, I don't know, just a little wall. Small wall. I think that's the technical term. Heyo. Heyo. Yeah, so I did look it up. There is one person. I forget what his name is. It's not this guy. There is one person who is an assassin in Coral, but he doesn't try and assassinate you until you progress to a certain point of the main quest. Until you do Dagon Shrine quest, which I obviously haven't done. So he shouldn't assassinate me. Now the reason in my previous playthrough that he seemingly tried to assassinate me when he really didn't try and assassinate me was I guess he's gone to bed. Let me wait 12 hours. 13 hours. The reason that I thought that he tried to kill me in the last playthrough that I did in my previous attempt was apparently because he's a Mythic Dawn class of, like, he's in the Mythic Dawn faction, that character class or that character group always attacks the people from Waynon Priory on sight, and sometimes, as I think we've already seen, you know, even today, I think I ran into
A pleasure to
one of the
speak with
brothers from the Priory. I forget what his name was, but they attack the brothers from Waynon Priory on sight. So what probably happened is that brother came into town, ran into the Mythic Dawn agent. Mythic Dawn agent tried to attack him, and ended up dying to the guards. So that's how that happened. Because even in that other playthrough, I hadn't progressed far in the main quest.
you. You never be
Gosh,
seen.
I need to actually make the potions first. So that could happen in this playthrough, as I do this farming, leveling of my alchemy, but I would say it's probably unlikely. Ooh, wait, this also has a damage endurance effect on top of it. Not that that does anything. Okay, now the important part. 10,300, I made 120 potions pretty much.
It's my.
My alchemy
Have a
is
look at my wares.
skyrocketing.
I'm sure there's something to suit you.
Alchemy is skyrocketing. Store fatigue.
That seems a fair price. That's more than I'd usually pay.
Let's see. Okay, wow. Yeah, that was 3,000. So I say like 20 more runs and I should be fine. I think in 20 runs I should have 100 alchemy as well. My mercantile would be pretty high up there, and my conjuration, and 20 runs conjuration would be pretty high as well. I don't need conjuration to be 100 really. I just need to get to the point where I can summon my current summon pretty consistently.
Thank you.
With, you know,
Good day.
have high uptime on that summon. So yeah, I think that's. Yeah, I mean, the potions will increase in value a little bit as my alchemy goes up and as my mercantile goes up. But 3,000 per run is pretty solid. I don't know. I haven't tried timing the run. Honestly, let me time the run this time. Get my phone out and pull up a timer just to see how long it takes. My conjuration's at 60. Yeah, once you get a high cost conjuration to spam, it shoots up there. Okay, I need to wait one more day after this. Then I'm gonna start the timer. Try not to mess around too much, so I can see optimally how long it would take, or rather, in an optimal run, how long it takes to get 3,000 gold, and from that my gold per minute.
They say that slavery's been abolished
Okay.
in Morrowind. House
I'm gonna
Dress
start the
and Twyla have
timer
renounced the
now.
slave trade.
I think. Wait, did I wait long enough? Fuck, I'm gonna wait another day. I'm pretty sure that was 3, but just to be doubly sure. But yeah, so I have 13,000 now, 3,000 a run, 20 runs. That's easily going to be 75,000. I think all the upgrades for Deepscorn Hollow and Frostcrack Spire are only going to be about 40,000. That gives me a good, comfortable 35,000 to just to have, mainly to buy Grand Soul Gems. Okay, I'm going to start the timer now. Okay. See how fast I can do this. If I had to guess, the whole cycle takes about, I'm including the waiting, from start to start is probably around, no, he's a beggar, probably around 5 minutes, I'd say. Maybe more than that, honestly. I'm already seeing that 30 seconds just running out of coral. It doesn't really seem that long to me every time I do it. Just so enamored by the lovely visuals. Do, 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 do. Grab the green stained cups. Run past the flax. And let's see how long it takes to get there. It's almost a minute. It's a minute 19 right now. So jump on top of Photo Farm. Photo Farm singular. Okay, we're already at the farm at a minute and a half. So it's gonna take a minute and a half to get back pretty much. Okay, that means it's probably like 7-8 minutes a cycle. Even going relatively fast, because it's gonna take a minute or two to grab all this, and then a minute and a half to get back, and then 2 minutes to make the potions and sell them. I could even see this being like 9 minutes, particularly when I'm jumping. Particularly when I'm try to work in these jumps. Yeah, I could see it taking 10 or more minutes if I'm not paying too much attention. So there's probably a more efficient way of harvesting these plants so that I keep on leaving the radishes for the end, but it makes more sense to like go loop around. Start with the carrot. I should stop doing that. I need to focus up. Trying to see what the peak efficiency is. Yeah, of course, if I had higher stamina or higher speed skill, higher agility, higher speed, higher athletics, higher acrobatics, all of those things would make a massive difference. They make this much shorter. Yeah, because if a minute and a half is spent on traveling to and fro, then even a little bit of a little bit higher speed and a little bit higher stamina, it could make a huge difference. Okay, 3:30. Summoning again during my run. Summoning again. Summoning again. Yeah, basically the critical point I have to reach with Conjuration is that I have, the Conjuration lasts long enough that I have regenerated the mana it costs to cast it, so I can essentially, as long as it's not dying early before it's cast before its duration is up, I can infinitely loop. The summon. Getting that breakpoint is important.
What is it?
Okay, 4.5 minutes. Maybe I was overestimating with 8. Let's make these potions. Let's make all of these potions. I didn't even do the filter. Store, fatigue, tomato, radish. Okay, perfect. 118.
I offer the
118.
finest goods and lowest prices in all Cyrodiil.
Restore fatigue. I'm just gonna keep these 4 restore fatigues potions as my my backup supply. I'm gonna sell the rest that I have. Gotta make sure it's not worth more than 800.
You drive a hard bargain.
Well, one thing I can do is also I think I could probably get like 77 out of him now. Let's see.
That's just not
No.
reasonable.
Come on. About 75.
That's a good deal.
There we go. Okay, so
A pleasure.
I
Good
needed to still
day.
do the waiting, actually.
Morning.
It was wait to wait. Right now it's at 6 minutes, almost, so if these, if the hour ticking by is really 1 second apiece, then it's going to be, about 7 minutes, I think. So 7 minutes times 20, 20 more runs, or really 19 more runs at this point. And we have 133 minutes, so about 2 hours. I don't think I'm going to be able to do a long episode today. Oh, I should get to waiting. Yeah, I don't think I'm able to do a very long recording. So it's still the weekday. But yeah, honestly, it might have to be pretty short today. I got around to it pretty late. Not that that matters too much. I think the longer session is just on the weekend. Well, by the weekend, if I have time this weekend, which honestly I might not. Who knows? I mean, I definitely want to record in like longer segments. It's just during the week I'm a bit busier. We'll see though. But even then, I mean, it's not gonna take, like it's gonna take like 2.5 hours. Most of the episodes have been like an hour and a half. Not that I really did that intentionally. They just happened to be. Okay, so it took 7 minutes, 7.5 minutes, 7.5 minutes to go through one cycle. So yeah, I'd say 2.5 hours is a pretty comfortable time frame. What's my goal? My goal would be that maybe I do enough this episode to then, I've been recording for 30 minutes. That I would do enough this episode, that next episode I could finish up the farming. My goal really is 75,000. The one thing I wanted to check, my alchemy is at 81. My mercantile is at 46. Was my acrobatics at 44? Athletics at 35. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to. Don't think I'm gonna get to level 25. If I stop at 75,000, I certainly won't get to 25. Level 25, that is. Hold on, I gotta get a drink of my water. Okay. Auto walk feature is a blessing. If I don't think I'm gonna run into anything, I can just auto walk and get up and do something like grab a drink of water. Need to keep summoning. Yeah, if I wonder if I can go for another 30 minutes. I guess I will be able to. It's gonna be almost an hour exactly. I guess that means the next episode I do, if it's 2 hours, I should be fine. I should have enough time to get all of my farming done, and then move on to something more interesting. I guess it's seeming like if I'm not gonna get to level 25, then I'm gonna have to do some alternative leveling. By which I mean either either leveling up my... Well, there's a few things I could do. I probably would want to just level up my security to 100 by spamming spacebar and a lock with an empty slot. And then I probably get a few more levels in sneak. And... Oh, did I? No, I didn't. There it is. But after that, I don't know how much just standing around spamming things like spells and like the sneak pickpocketing exploit. Don't know how much of that I really want to do. I mean, I really do want to get to level 25 because until I get to level 25, I am not safe. I am I am quite vulnerable. That being said, I just don't know. Yeah, I guess it really depends on what level I end up at. If I'm like level 23 after all of this, then I might just fully level. Well, I'll get 85% armor, and then I'll fully level, and then I'll do some kind of like basic exploration, you know, low-level caves and things that won't have some crazy enemies or anything like that. I think I should be fine to do that. And that'd be more enjoyable than spamming restoration or illusion or mysticism. I think he's away at lunch. Tends to go out for an hour or so.
Greetings, Breton.
How do you do?
It's my... Be seen.
Let me actually make the potions. Restore fatigue. Wait, did I? Oh, I did. I thought I didn't pick up the carrots at first. Part of the difficulty is, you know, determining if I've gathered enough levels is that I also have to incorporate or factor in the levels I get from paying the trainers to level up my light armor. And it's I haven't found like a clear XP like level up formula online anywhere about how much, you know, how many skill level ups it takes to actually level up. Because I don't think it's constant with level. I think the higher the level, the more level ups you need, and also like major skills contribute more and all that.
Well,
so it's
not only has
it's
May
hard
I
to know
interest you
what
in some
level
of
I
our
am without
fine
just
wares?
actually going in and leveling up and seeing, you know, what level I get to.
That seems a fair price. That's more than I'd
Which
usually
is
pay.
what I probably will do.
That's more than I'd usually pay.
The money is really starting to accumulate, which is good because it means my mercantile will start really shooting up. Try and sell one of these now, see if he's...
A fine transaction.
Okay. Now he's willing to go to 76.
Another farewell.
Mercantile up to 49. Yeah, I wish there was some way to kind of conveniently calculate what level I get to, but yeah, I might do that. Let's look at the time here, 40 minutes. It's gonna be on the shorter side. Waiting. Gosh, there really is no way to make this go by any faster. That's kind of monotonous. Even playing it's monotonous. I can only imagine watching it is equally as monotonous, or if not far more monotonous. Not really much to do about it. This, these sorts of grinds in video games can be, they're not for everyone, I would say. Some people are very grind averse.
It's you. Ha. Well met. I offer the finest goods and lowest prices in all Cyrodiil.
I can't tell if his inventory refreshed. I should actually look to see if he has certain items. Like this would be good to have. I don't want to spend too much time looking through his inventory though. Yeah, this is pretty powerful.
Pleasure doing. Come back and take care.
Yeah, anyway. Yeah, some people really don't like grinds. They just takes the fun out of the game, blah blah blah. I've always been pretty open to grinding in video games. Not like RuneScape level of grinding, but like kind of normal grinding, like get all skills to 100 in this game or that game, or get to max level in some RPG, or get the best gear, or like Borderlands, farming for low percent drops. That sort of stuff I've always been willing to do within reason. And I think it's really about the value of the grind. Like, is the grind really necessary? And by and large, I would say in Oblivion it really isn't if you're just doing a casual playthrough. If you just kind of casually use all of the skills as you're running around adventuring, you'll probably get everything to 100, in a long playthrough, a playthrough where you go and do everything. So there's no real reason to like sit in a corner and grind or run back and forth between a farm and make a million potions. Except for the money making aspect of it. I think some people, will look at this money making aspect of it and say, okay, well, I want to do this. Although this probably is not the best money making venture. I'm sure that someone has found out a better way to do it, particularly if you're a casual player. I mean, one thing I can think of off the top of the head is that just clearing like a bandit camp or a fortress that has quite a few enemies in it. If you really go and sell like every piece of armor they have, well, actually, first you need to be like high enough that they're selling like the critical breakpoint armors, critical breakpoint in terms of value to weight. So things like Elven and like Ebony armor. If you are willing to get super over encumbered and then like cast a bunch of feather spells or drink a bunch of feather potions, you can loot all of that, then fast travel, and then because Oblivion is all about selling a bunch of individual items, because you can only sell up to the cap that the vendor has. And this the vendor I'm going to, I can only sell things up to 800 gold in value. So it's really about getting a lot of loot rather than just one or two pieces of gear that are like worth 50,000, because you're never going to get 50,000 for it. It doesn't work like Skyrim, or I think Skyrim has like uncapped amount of gold. I actually can't remember. Oh wait, no, Skyrim has it where they have like a set amount of gold in the inventory, and then you have to wait for their inventory to refresh. I think that's how it works. Fallout's a better example, because you have something really expensive in Fallout, it's all done in like one interaction. So even if the vendor doesn't have enough caps for whatever expensive item you're trying to sell them, you can then buy things from them in the same transaction, and you'll use the value of whatever you're trading to kind of buy those items, which means that you can extract the full value of an item more easily from from merchants and so on, even if they don't have the currency. Particularly buying ammo in Fallout 3 or New Vegas, if you're not playing on hardcore. But anyway, in Oblivion, I'd say just clearing one of those forts and then stacking a bunch of feather effects and feather potions, and then fast traveling to, some merchant hub. That's probably the easiest way to make a bunch of money quickly. Because if you're strong enough to take out like 17, 18 enemies, and then gather all of their gear and sell it, you'll probably make quite a bit of money. And it probably will go by faster than this. It really depends on just how well equipped you are already. If you already have enough gear to take on, level 15, 16 enemies that have Elven and Ebony armor, then yeah, that's probably a much faster method, but
What is it?
but if you don't have the gear already, like if I just went and like tried to clear a bandit fort right now, a lot of the bandits would have steel and iron and fur armor, and they would, despite having pretty low level stuff that doesn't sell for too much, they would still be very deadly to me. So that kind of method only works when you start getting to higher levels. When people start having like Elven stuff and Ebony stuff, or obviously Glass and Daedric gear, that's when that starts working, that method. Before that point, you're better off doing something like this. Not only is it safer, but it's actually quite efficient farm. I mean, 7 minutes, you get 3,000. And like the 20 minutes or so that it would take you to clear an entire dungeon and gather all the gear and then get all the potions, the feather. I mean, if you prepare in advance, maybe it isn't that long. Yeah, maybe it isn't 20 minutes, but here you could comfortably make 6,000 to 9,000 in about the time that it would take to do all that, and you can do it from a very low level, level 3 even, as I am. Wait, I made the potions. Now it's time to actually sell them.
I have potions and everything you need to make your own. What will it be?
Did I make all the right restore fatigue potions? Wait, no, that's 118.
That seems a fair price.
Whoa. Any object to any vendor. Even if they normally don't buy that.
You got a great deal there.
Very nice. I do want to check now. Actually, maybe when his inventory refreshes would be better. I want to see if he now maybe sells Grand Soul gems that are filled with Grand Souls. Or even Greater Souls would be fine. I just need... It says merchants may also even offer even better items. Yeah, 75 you can invest, and they have more gold available. So yeah, I'm hoping that with that perk, let me save actually. I'm hoping with that perk I might be able to get at least common soul gems that are filled. That would be fine. So I have 2 greater soul gems, and then if I get like 4 or 5 more common soul gems, that would be enough. That would be enough to enchant what I need to enchant. Although I do need to figure out, I know in the Imperial City there is a merchant who sells jewelry and just fine clothing. So I'll need to go see if I I guess maybe I'd head back to the Imperial City before I went to Frost Cragspire. Yeah, well, I'd have to. I have to head back to to the Imperial City to buy all the upgrades for Frost Cragspire. So, I guess that works out. When I'm there, I can buy some rings and an amulet from the jewelry merchant. Let's see. The time. 10 minutes. Okay. I'm gonna do one more run, and then I'm gonna see what level I'm at currently. I don't remember if it was 3 days. Gonna do it one more time, just to be sure. Do one more run, check my level, and then I think that'll be it for today. I don't think I can do much more right this second. Yeah, but hopefully but yeah. What was that?
How are you?
Okay. You?
Not bad.
Safe travels.
It's always funny that the NPCs still just hang out in the middle of the street even when it's raining. I figured that they were like kind of try and go towards cover, find shelter. That's also advanced for Oblivion. Maybe in Elder Scrolls 6. One more run. One more run, and then next episode I think I'm gonna finish up farming. And that'll be pretty much the introduction. Or all the setup. All the necessary setup. Oh, maybe they knew it was about to stop raining. That's why they were sitting outside. That was a cool transition from... It's still like lightly drizzling. God, this game's amazing. Beautiful environment. Wish you could capture butterflies like you can in Skyrim, though. Grab some flax. Let's gather these up real quick. Get to see what level I am. Yeah, 25 is the goal. But truthfully, I went maybe like 28 or 29. And that is because I'd also like to get armor to 75 simultaneously while leveling up. I think I need 16 levels to get light armor to max. And I need what do I need? And then I need to get to 25 in order to get the highest leveled loot for quest rewards, as well as just I think most level scaled items stop leveling at 30 or at 25. That's not true of everything. There are some items, like in the Mehrunes Razor plugin, you know, that special dungeon. I think it's somewhere out east here. That special dungeon, which is like an official plugin, an official download of DLC, whatever you want to call it. That has some really weird level scaling of the items. The way it does it is it's you know, it randomly determines the power level of the item, basically, based on your level, but it does it when you level up. It's a very strange method. I guess it was to prevent people from like save loading it to get a better and better version, or to try for the best version. I don't really know why they did it. Maybe they did it completely unintentionally. Maybe it was, you know, there wasn't, you know, any trickery to it. But anyway, most items that I care about, level 25 up, is where I need to be to get the best versions. Scutcheon of Coral and Raiment of the Crimson Scar. Those are the 2 leveled items. And also, I think past level 20 or 25, I think past level 20 or 25, you get, let me check this real quick. Oh, let's go Oblivion items. Actually, this is, blah, blah, blah. Items, generic magic apparel, I think is what I want. Yeah, Amulet of Axes, for instance, is level 20. I'm assuming that's the level at which it starts to drop. And then all these other magic rings, which are all very powerful, start dropping at level 20 as well. So, 25 plus is where I need to be. $25 plus. Yeah. So in addition to the 16 I need, I would also need 10 for armorer. That said, armor is one of those skills that would be rather easy to level up if I actually just like went out and fought things, because it's something that you level up very quickly early on, because all your items are breaking even from a little damage, and even if your items aren't breaking because you're not taking a hit,
Well met.
Let me wait in here for him. Yeah, even if your items aren't breaking, the enemy's items are breaking when you hit them, so you pick their items up, repair them, drop them, you know, I kind of keep going with that. So armor is a very consistent stat to level up.
Hi there.
Hello. So part of me wants to do some adventuring, just so I don't have to spend a bunch on armor. Not that I should really spend any money at all if I do it correctly. If I do one of the few exploits. Oh, bring up the console. One of the few exploits that I'm allowing. Just very convenient, but not really necessary. The exploit is just lowering your stat temporarily, lowering your armor / light armor temporarily, so that training is free. I mean, the alternative to making it free is increasing, or is just farming more, is getting a ton more money. Because to actually pay to go from like 19 light armor to 100 light armor, not only would I need a bunch of money, but I also have to do the master quest at some point. Which I don't even know what it is for light armor off the top of my head. Actually, I do know what it is. You have to get like an elven cuirass for the guy. He wants an elven. Is it cuirass or? I think there's multiple pronunciations. Cuirass or cuirass, whatever. You know, get an elven chess piece for him, and then he'll train you, which is actually a really easy master quest. So. What do these give? Damage, health, speed, and reflect damage. I'm gonna make a few of them. Just have too many excess carrots.
A pleasure. May I interest you in some of my fine
bartering.
wares?
Don't see. Oh, this could be. Oh, this does have a common soul. Very nice. I'm gonna have to check. Ooh. Wait a minute. I thought he wasn't able to sell these until. I was actually pretty confident he couldn't sell these until I was higher level. I guess because my mercantile is high enough now, some of that inventory is available to me. Some of the higher level inventory is available to me. That is actually fantastic, because that increases the power of the potions I can make, which is good not only defensively, but offensively as well. Well, not just defensively and offensively, but also I think it increases the value of my potions. So it's actually very good to have gotten these. And now I have to pay a little more attention to his inventory now that I know he can sell some stuff that I actually really would like. What's in this? Lesser Soul. Empty, Grand Soul Gem, okay. I have to double check from here on in. Because they can only sell up to Expert. They can't sell Master. But I did not think he's going to actually be able to sell that. Now let me sell a game at dinner as well. Alphabetize this and get to selling these Restore Fatigue potions.
That seems a fair price. I can't make that
Yeah, you
deal.
don't have enough money. I know.
You don't expect me to make that deal, do you?
Sorry,
You
sorry.
drive a hard bargain. You got a
My
great
potions
deal.
are just becoming so expensive.
That's a fair deal.
26,000 already. It's going by faster than I think it than I expected. It's ramping up even further. And now that I have even better alchemical equipment,
Tell your be seeing.
it should go up even faster than it has been. Okay, so almost at an hour, or actually am at an hour. I do want to see what level I get to. So I'm going to save right there, and that's the save that'll probably load after I do this. But I think there's some free beds upstairs that I can borrow. And yeah.
What is it, associate?
Maybe I was wrong about these being free beds. Maybe I was wrong. Oh no, I'm not. Okay, so what's actually in here? Weak potion of willpower. Could sell those, but don't need the money. Ooh. I thought that could have leveled up my mercantile. Maybe I've probably already seen it. Seen all of these. Origin of the Mages Guild. Okay, I'm gonna save again. And let's just see how many times I can level up doing this. Just level up whatever stats I so choose. So I'll just be reloading the save at the end of this. Just want to see how powerful have I become. Just to at least estimate where I'll be by the end of this. So I still have quite a few levels of alchemy to go. I do like these messages up top. I'm not gonna read them now, but maybe when I actually level up, I'll be sure to read them. Yeah, talking a lot really dries the throat. It's actually quite difficult to do this for a long period of time. I need to become more prepared. Let's see, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 2. I wish there was a way to like choose how many times you want to level up. I just want this to go by faster. I think it's, I guess, better that you level up one at a time, or one level at a time, while sleeping. That allows you to control like what level enemies you're really fighting, but yeah, ultimately I think Skyrim's system is better for this. I don't think resting is like, I don't think it should be necessary to level up and full on, and you know, full honesty. You know, in my opinion, at the very least. Because I don't think resting really adds much to the experience of leveling. I guess it's nice because it's like, oh, you're meditating on all that you've learned and done. So I guess, I don't know. I could take it or leave it. If it's in Elder Scrolls 6, I'll be fine with it. If it isn't, I'll be fine with it. I don't think it will be. I think it would be strange for them to go back to this system. Particularly just their entire trend, Bethesda's entire trend with how they have changed and streamlined a lot of their leveling systems, their perk systems. I just don't think they're gonna force people to sleep to level. Level 17, okay. Pretty good so far. Pleasantly surprised that I'm already up to 17. Okay, I was gonna say. Okay, 17 is pretty decent. I still have 12 alchemy levels. I'm 17 and a half. 12 alchemy levels, and my mercantile is gonna shoot up because I'm selling things for, you know, I'm selling potions that are more valuable than they were, you know, an hour ago. So mercantile, I think, is gonna go up by quite a bit before the end of this. It might even get to 100. Still, even with 100 alchemy, and 100 mercantile, and 100 security, and like 50 sneak, if I did all that, I still don't think I'd hit 25. I think I'd be a bit off from 25. Conjuration as well to 100, and then maybe restoration to like 75. I think if I get that, maybe I get 25. But I still have, yeah, blunt and hand-to-hand are really low. Yeah, one thing I do need to do is you level up faster to lower the level. I'm pretty sure, pretty confident that you do. So I might just have to do some low-level fighting of mud crabs or rats or something. Who knows? Something like that. Okay, well, good to see. Let me now go back down here. Load this save. Okay. I think I have to wait the 3 days. I'm going to leave that for next time. Okay. Well, no need for a long outro. It was mainly just farming, and next time it'll be farming, and
The Fighters Guild is a good
then
place to go if you need
I
weapons
think after
training.
that it should be
Yes, I've heard
You
the
know,
Fighters Guild offers
either,
a
and probably
lot of
leveling other
opportunities.
skills,
PC.
either by running out and fighting things, or I might do something like go to Anvil and just block while 4 rats attack me. Although, even at this level, 4 rats actually are scary enough to... they might kill me at level 3, so I'll have to figure out something to do to maybe level combat skills. Yeah. But that is it for now. Tune in next time for more farming.